pretty good.
No, he's not.
He's pretty good. He's okay.
He's good statistically, and he will rip your heart out in the fourth quarter and shit in it.
That sounds a lot like somebody
Dak
else.
Prescott.
Yes, exactly.
I'm with you. I agree. Good thing you haven't started the show. Go ahead, Jeff.
All right. Welcome back to the Unrestricted, everybody. Vex, the Bulldog, Bob, Walter Pasacreta. What do you say, everybody? It's that time of the year.
It is.
Dude, you look at the NFL schedule for this weekend, you start to get stoked. It is good game after good game after good game. The college football world kind of kicks into gear with Texas, Alabama this weekend. We finally had college football this weekend with stories that came out of it left and right. Not the least of which, Deion Sanders in Colorado taking down TCU. That's the headline, is it not?
Yes.
Primetime and his boys came out there and put the whooping on last season's national championship runner-up. Impressively.
Yeah, they did.
The only thing that I'm like kind of disappointed in 3 days removed from it is that I feel like Deion Sanders just sucked up all the oxygen, and we're all talking about Deion. And I think we ought to be talking about his son, who was stupendous in that game.
What about Travis Henry?
Travis Hunter.
Oh, exactly.
Travis Hunter, who played both ways, 130 snaps or something?
That dude's
Something
an
like that.
alien. That dude is an alien.
Yes.
That's one of the most incredible performances I have ever seen in college football.
I got something for you. He started the day at 300-1 to win the Heisman. He's now 16-1.
Travis Hunter or the quarterback?
Travis Hunter.
Okay.
Isn't that unreal? Now, look, I don't think Colorado's going to win enough football games. You look at their schedule. It is brutal.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I mean, for me, my storyline coming out of that game is Colorado that good, or was TCU major overrated?
We're only going to find
a little
that out
bit of
later.
both.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle lies the truth.
And you're right. Deion just sucked the air out of actually a really good weekend. Florida State upsetting LSU. Clemson getting beat by Duke.
Yes. Whooped.
What the fuck?
Whooped by Duke.
Yeah.
LSU getting whooped by FSU.
Only in the second half.
I have the stat of the day on that one. 108-0 for Clemson when they rushed for 200 and passed for 200. They were 108-0. Last night, they lost.
No way. Under those same
That's
circumstances?
crazy. Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Crazy number.
Walter's got the deep track.
You know what? If they hadn't just coughed up the football, twice in the red zone, that might have been a very different football game.
Yeah, they would have won. They would have won the football game.
It would have been close.
Pac-12 goes undefeated.
Yeah.
But there's two teams.
Well, it'll be
I was more impressed with what Colorado did to TCU rather than what rather than what Duke did to Clemson. I think because I don't think TCU was that good, and Colorado was to me was more talented than TCU.
We're going to figure out as the season goes along whether TCU is down, okay? And they looked like they might be down from a talent standpoint in that game. Colorado, like you just said, had the more talented players.
Well, and that was the thing. I mean, that was the X factor going into that game. With all the players that Deion brought in on the transfer portal, we had no idea what this team was going to be like.
How many did you say it was?
86.
Yeah.
86. And the stat that stood out for me was they had 6 penalties in that game. 6 penalties. So
remarkable.
So we want to talk about Deion as a star, as a bright shining thing for people to latch onto. How about Deion as a coach? Honestly, Deion as a coach.
He might be that good.
Play my music.
Hey, I got to be honest. Did y'all watch his pregame stuff?
Yeah,
Dude,
goosebumps, man.
Pumped me up.
Goosebumps.
I don't like him.
I don't either.
I just don't. I don't like Deion. I don't like that arrogance behavior. I was never a Muhammad Ali fan, and I'm not a Deion Sanders fan.
You wouldn't
I don't
be.
like
You know
that
why?
arrogance.
Because you're 55 and white.
Well, okay.
That doesn't exactly shock me
I don't
that
think
you don't love it.
I think my skin color has nothing to do with it. I just don't like that arrogance.
It's just odd to me that everybody who hates Deion Sanders has one thing in common. They're all middle-aged white guys.
Okay.
All of them. But I will say this, and there's a lot of revisionist history going on with Deion Sanders because people are saying, oh, no, he's just confident. Bullshit. Bullshit.
He's a cocky, arrogant football player.
And has been since
now
he was
coach.
at Florida State, okay? He's never been just confident. He's been an arrogant prick.
What do you mean? He ran his 40 at the combine and then kept going and got into a limo and went straight to his party?
Yeah, that's
Didn't
not
do anything else
that's
at
not-
the combine?
that's not confidence. That's arrogance.
He's been dropping the mic since he
Must be the money. I mean, are we forgetting his music videos?
He's really good. Hell of a dancer.
He's not just confident. He's arrogant. Like Jim Harbaugh is overly confident, and people fucking hate him.
Well, it's his smug face, and he drinks milk, and blah, blah, blah.
And people
And
hate
he
him.
used to be a raging alcoholic.
God, I hate people who drink milk. Damn it.
They're horrible.
They're the worst.
Osteoporosis. Damn you.
So if we were all impressed by Deion, why are they just 3.5-point favorites at home against Nebraska this weekend?
I don't know. I think I would take them by more.
I think
Absolutely.
that line's
They will
gonna move.
truck the Cornhuskers. Truck them.
I think you're right, but I don't know. Are the Cornhuskers any good? I guess we're going to find out.
I watched their game against who the hell did they play? Minnesota? Was it Minnesota that they played
They
in the
barely
opening?
lost.
And Nebraska made mistakes all over the field.
Yeah.
They will truck them.
Really?
Because Colorado, this wasn't an aberration that we saw. Colorado is a very talented football team. There's no question about it. They were more talented than TCU by far. They're going to truck Nebraska.
I have serious concerns about the Buffalo's schedule. It's not easy. I mean, they have Utah the last game of the season.
Utah looks good.
They've got Oregon State. I thought Utah looked like one of the best teams of the weekend. They have talent all over the field.
You know who did not look good this weekend was the UTSA Roadrunners.
No. they had a
Frank
bad
Harris
time.
was awful.
Yeah.
He was awful. And they lost. They had a great opportunity there to take care of Houston, which isn't very good either, and lost. And now Texas State comes to town.
It had an incredible win.
Yeah,
Yes, they
beating
did.
Baylor, first time ever against a Power 5 conference.
This game will
Way to
be
go,
this
Texas
game will be
State.
absolutely huge on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that one. I may want to go to that game, UTSA and Texas State.
I'd go with you. I mean, that is good stuff.
Because that coach at Texas State, the former coach at UIW that ran a terrific offense, is there now at Texas State.
Yep.
That's going to be a terrific football game.
Yeah, he had the highest scoring team in the country last year at
Yep.
UIW.
Sure did.
Yep.
Now it takes it up there. It's going to be interesting. It was a good college football weekend. It kind of exceeded my expectations
I think it absolutely exceeded.
because there were so many bad games with big spreads. But the Colorado game kind of kicked it off with like,
Yeah.
it is college football. We never know.
Tune in.
And now we get Texas versus Alabama this weekend. Texas, another team that
They look like garbage in the first half.
their
Yes, they
offense
did.
particularly
Garbage.
looked like garbage.
Here's and listen. I did Longhorns Unplugged last year with Johnny Football here. Not that football, but
would have been
Yeah.
a lot more interesting.
with Johnny
you probably
Walker,
still
yeah.
have the show, Walter, and wouldn't be slumming it with us D-bags.
and I would have brought some blow to the show today.
You had Johnny Manziel? Yes.
Let me
would
get
have
out my-
never reconnected.
Let me get out the 8-ball I brought with me today. Quinn Ewers, I haven't been a fan of. He was broken last season for most of it, and I don't think he's fixed yet. He can't throw downfield. He's and maybe this is a bad comparison. He's a Vince Young kind of quarterback. He can throw 10-yard passes. That's it.
Yeah.
But he can't run like
Sark
this.
needs to run the football, and run some more.
all the time.
Their offensive line is maybe the best in college football, and I was pleading for them to run the football, and they just kept having Ewers throw the football.
Am I
God,
the
stop.
only Longhorn fan watching that game who was again kind of underwhelmed at the offensive creativity?
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know how many years in a row this is going to be the case.
It's their arrogance. It's the Texas arrogance. Hey, we got 3rd and short. We're going to run it right down your throat. You can't do that. You're not good enough.
Yeah, you don't have the A players that you had 25 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, it just doesn't work that way anymore. So they get a real test this weekend against Alabama.
I don't know how good Bama is, so I don't know.
Alabama. At Alabama.
At Alabama, and their quarterback, Milroe, look, there are question marks surrounding him, but I think there's every bit as many question marks surrounding Ewers. To me, I think people think Ewers is the better quarterback, but is he? I don't know.
Is Arch Manning going to be a quarterback at Texas at some point this season?
Yes, absolutely.
You think so?
I think so. Did you see Malik when he came in? The guy's a specimen.
Yeah.
And he throws so hard the receivers have to wear kitchen mitts to catch it.
Well, then
is
is
that
that
real?
then
Or are you
will
making
that-
that up?
I'm not well, I didn't see anyone wearing kitchen mitts. But the
You
dude
mean like in practice?
No, he threw
Yeah,
one.
Jeffy actually wore kitchen mittens. Yeah.
Hamburger helper.
Sorry, that flew right over my head.
The
Is that real?
The guy's got
Yes.
heat, and he can start anywhere. If
And he was
needs.
wearing an apron, too.
They are 3 deep.
He's 6'5", 247. He's built like a minotaur.
Yeah.
A
Minotaur.
Minotard?
I think it's
A
Minotaur.
Minotard?
I think it's Minotaur.
No, see, minotaur.
I think that's offensive.
Part mystical beast, part special.
That is
individual.
offensive to Minotaurs everywhere.
It really is.
I'm not quite sure. Is that offensive to... no, I
checks it
can't
all.
go there.
I mean,
I'm not going to go there.
Thankfully, there aren't many Minotaurs to offend, but the other part of it, we got a whole swath of people we just offended.
Yeah.
Offending people like that dude did at the U.S. Open last night with the Heil Hitler. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, y'all were not watching this?
No.
There was a late night match between Sinner and Zverev, and they went 5 sets, but deep in the 4th set,
Damn it, I missed that.
Zverev is German. It was a great match. Zverev's German, and a fan yelled out, Heil Hitler! Like,
Oh,
yes.
really?
And they escorted him out. It was a stink. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Zverev, obviously of Russian descendants, and he did not take well to that.
There's your tennis update, folks.
Sorry. Just trying to get all the offensive stuff out of the way.
Sponsored by the tennis place over there on Alamo Heights somewhere.
Hey, we got to go to the NFL because I just changing from college football to the NFL. Look at the difference in schedules for this weekend. There are 6, 7, arguably 8 great matchups in the NFL this weekend, and it is week 1. And in college football, you have maybe 3 good games this weekend.
Yeah, but there's so many of them. So, again, the Florida State game was good. The Clemson game was good. The Colorado game was good. There was other than
A small
they weren't great
handful.
matchups, but
A small handful of good games.
Okay.
And you have teams, like you said, there's so many teams playing out there. You would think you'd get more good matchups.
Well, no, I mean the NFL managed by a centralized entity, college football managed by a whole bunch of self-important potentates distributed across the country who do not care about anybody.
this is an SAT test today?
I did not have that on my bingo
Ding,
card.
ding, ding. Potentates. It's no minotaur. But
That
it's strong.
that is why college football needs.
Does that mean I can't
SAR.
reproduce from potentates or whatever the hell? I don't know what the hell that means. All right.
Let's bring in the Macho Man. Do some predictions. Come on in, Macho.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back, douchebags.
Dude, it's great to have you, Mach. You're looking svelte.
Well, sometimes when I'm back from the dead,
I'm out of here again.
Greta. Welcome in, Pastor Greta. How you doing?
Hey, Macho. How you doing? Oh, sorry. I adopted that voice.
Walter, do you have a Macho Man impersonation?
No, but I could do a different personality. I could bring Mr. Singh, the taxi cab driver.
Who is that?
Well, very good to see you all both. Very
Oh
good.
no!
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Listen here, Walter.
Let me tell you one time. So one time I was back in New York now. Okay, one time I called the sports station in New York and I said, "Listen, this is crazy for the Mets and the Yankees not to be playing at home on Labor Day is absolutely preposterous. I wanted to take the whole family to the game, and I can't even go because they're both off. That doesn't make any sense to me." And you know what the guy said? "Okay, hang on the phone." And I said, "Okay, I'll hang on." So he puts me on hold, and he wasn't sold on the voice. So he said, "Hello, caller, you still there?" "Yes, I am. Very good. I'm waiting to be on the air." And they let me go on the air,
And you did it?
and I did. Yeah.
Oh my God! And what'd you say your name was?
Mr. Singh.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Because that's who I work. I worked for a guy, Mr. Singh, in the New York area, so I got away with it. I went on the air, one of the biggest sports radio stations, if not the biggest in the entire country. It said, "This is crazy. I can't believe it. The Mets and the Yankees. I wanted to take the whole family to the ball game today, and I can't believe they're both off, Joe and Evan. That's
Oh, my
crazy."
God. We're unoffensive by offending everybody.
Yes, equal opportunity.
I'm not offending anybody. It's a damn good impression.
It's not bad. Macho Man's losing it.
I don't even know where to start.
You want to snap him like a Snim?
I mean, we bring in Pastor Frida, and I thought that I was offensive, with my womanizing and my narrow scope.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm as big of a citizen of this country as you are, Macho Man, okay?
Okay, Mr. Singh, whatever you say.
All right, let's start in Kansas City where the Lions, upstart Lions, go to visit the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 6.5. Who you got, Macho?
Well, weren't the Lions supposed to be upstart last year?
They were. They won 8 of their last 9 games, I think.
Where are they playing?
They're playing in KC.
KC, what's the spread?
6.5.
6.5. I'm going Chiefs
Yeah.
all day.
I don't know.
How about
Chiefs-
coming too prepared for the show? How about that, Macho Man? Can you at least know the spread for crying out loud?
Let me tell you something, you pistol. Whatever.
Oh, my
Let me
God.
tell you something. When you're dead, it's hard to prepare. We don't have Google downstairs.
Chiefs missing Chris Jones for this game.
I don't think it's going to be that big a deal.
I think it's kind of a big deal.
I don't-
They got to play some defense. That's their number one guy on that side of the ball. I like the Lions to cover there. Sunday Night Football, marquee matchup. Dallas at New York Giants. Giants getting 3 points from the Cowboys. Who you got, Mach?
I'll give the Giants 10 points. Fucking Cowboys all day.
I'm with you on that. I don't think the Giants are actually any good.
I agree. I'm not a. I think the Giants are completely overrated. They will not make the playoffs. And the Cowboys. It's all about Dak and it's all about McCarthy. Can they get this team to the promised land? Who knows?
The Giants still can't pass the football. Daniel Jones has no wideouts, and he doesn't throw it well enough.
Well, he's got the tight end now. Darren Waller, the guy from Oakland, is a terrific tight end. If he stays healthy, he'll be his go-to guy.
The big asterisk, if healthy, because Waller never stays healthy.
Nope.
The Giants can't handle the Dallas front seven.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so either. Matchup number 3, Bengals at Browns. 2 teams that are absolutely going to be duking it out for their division title. Browns getting 2.5 at home. Another home dog.
Last time I saw so much wasted talent was my ex-wife Elizabeth. Browns don't have it. Never have. Never will. I'm going with the Bungles. Give them the 2.5.
The Browns have an amazing roster. I worry a lot that Deshaun Watson is just dead. What did Walter just say?
Nothing. It's written on a piece of paper, and it doesn't make the show.
Okay. Wow, that sounds really offensive.
It was about you.
He is pretty brown for a Jewish fella. Buffalo versus the Jets.
Final game of the weekend on Monday night.
Well, it's not the weekend.
Nah,
It's
it's a good
Monday
point,
night.
Macho.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're smarter than you look.
Thank you. That's a good game right there. I'm going Buffalo.
You got Buffalo on the road,
I got Buffalo on the
and
road.
Buffalo's giving 2.5 points in that matchup.
You are officially off the show, you mother.
I knew I was going to offend my
How
friends.
dare you take the Buffalo Bills against my beloved New York Jets?
Look, the Jets are great on that show on HBO, but guess what that is? It's a fucking show on HBO. Till they win a game with the new squad and Aaron Rodgers, I'm going Buffalo. Buffalo, we know Buffalo can win.
Buffalo's great.
You're not with what we never do. We never curse on the radio. Never, ever, ever. Never.
Good thing we're not on the radio, fuckball. We're streaming.
I think I'm offended.
Quickly, there's some other great games. Dolphins at Chargers, I think, is a really good game. Sneaky good, I think, is Pittsburgh at home for the San Francisco.
A lot of people like the
49ers.
Steelers here to make some big-time noise in
I'm
the
glad
AFC.
you brought that up. They are the most overrated, underrated team in the entire NFL, and we haven't played a game yet.
They were going through it on ESPN radio this earlier. Think about all the teams in the AFC that have a chance to make the Super Bowl. Think about
Baltimore,
that.
Pittsburgh, Bengals,
The
Buffalo.
Bills,
Bills,
Miami,
of course,
the
Kansas
Jets.
City. It's
San
deep.
Diego. I
It's
mean,
like,
LA.
it's like 10, 12 deep. It's
It
crazy.
is deep. It is really deep. And
Really
I think,
deep.
I think Pittsburgh thinks
Deep, Bob.
I
It
think,
is deep.
I think
Deep.
people think that
God, that's
the
deep.
Pretty deep.
Pickens combination in year 2 is going to make a big leap for Pittsburgh. And
Wow, that's alliteration.
I know that is hard to say, isn't it?
That's Slim Pickens.
But Pickett had a great preseason. So did Pickens, and
He throws with a glove on. Does that bother anybody but me?
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
He's got isotomers on.
Isotomers.
Oh, talk about isotomers. Did you hear that? Who Montana named the best quarterback of all time?
Is it Marino?
It is Marino.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not read that. Where did he say that?
He was at the distillery in Dublin.
Oh, he's
for
drunk.
the Notre Dame game.
Speaking of things I
sense.
read this week, and it's like Jerry Jones went on his weekly radio show, I guess, this morning and said, I didn't ask anybody about the Trey Lance decision because I don't have to.
There you go.
Asshole!
Hey, I mean,
How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel if you're Fat Santa?
For real. Fat Santa.
But Fat Santa already knew that.
I forgot we called Mike McCarthy Fat Santa.
Santa.
The
It's been a
Macho
year.
Man
Yes.
cloned him Fat Santa.
Yeah.
Welcome to the unrestricted. There you go. All right. Anything else on the NFL?
Just that it's an amazing weekend of games. I think that's the big takeaway. There's 8 games that are absolutely must see to me.
No, it's a great slate. I'm quite interested to see which draws better TV ratings, that Dallas Giants game or the Bill Jets game.
Ooh.
I mean, the Jets have led the A block in every effing sports show for the last 3 months.
What are you upset for? We haven't gotten any news, any kind of highlights, or any of that stuff for the last 50 years, for crying out loud. Settle down, Bob.
Hey,
You give us 6 months of coverage, for crying out
Who
loud.
needs to settle down?
Jeez. Don't make me use the F word.
you have Joe Namath in Super Bowl III. Be happy.
That was before all of us were born, for the most part.
Except for you, Walter.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit older.
just a little bit. What else you got over there, Wally? What
All
else
right.
you want to get through?
Well, let me get. I put this out on Twitter, and I'll do this every week if you guys have questions. And so Fred put out this question: win-loss predictions for the upcoming Spurs season, Dallas Jets game. Who gets the win? Thanks.
Dallas Jets game?
Yeah,
Are they playing
that's
in the
week
Super Bowl?
2.
Yeah, that's coming
Oh.
up.
Week 2.
Ooh.
Yep.
I think we have to see week 1, don't we?
I think it's okay. Can we make that prediction next
Yeah.
week?
Okay,
And then
we could do that.
And then Spurs win-loss?
Spurs win-loss for their over/under.
I think if the Spurs won 33 games, that would be a really good year.
That would be over because they are currently at 30.5.
Yep.
They won a league low 22 a year ago. To me, it's all about Wemby and what he's able to accomplish.
And how many games he plays.
And what they let
Yeah,
him accomplish.
that's exactly right. How many minutes does he play? How many games does he play? Because this team, I don't think Spurs fans understand how crappy this team was a year ago. They were the worst defensive team in basketball, and they were 5th worst in the league in three-point shooting. Those two things will get you a loss every single time.
And those were our calling cards when we were good.
Yes, you're right.
That makes me. I got this very short piece, but it makes
you
me
do.
doubt. Well, that was the wrong thing to say. Wow!
Right
Not in this
into it.
room.
Sure do, Walter.
Holy shit!
Got him.
Wow! How the hell did that come out? Wow.
That's what she said.
Nice follow up.
boom
Good job,
goes the
Richie.
dynamite.
Appreciate it.
You were saying?
It makes me doubt Greg Popovich a little bit. Because I know what they were trying to do. We all know what he was trying to do. They were trying to lose. But even that, you're still the worst defensive team in basketball? That's not a talent thing. That's a desire thing.
There's some talent issues there, too. I mean, Keldon Johnson doesn't move well laterally. The point guard position is just a bad defensive position on our roster. We had nobody to protect the rim on the roster last year. So I don't know. I think there's some roster parts of it, too. But I know what you're saying. Is Pop still a great coach? I think we'll find out, right? In the next 3 years, we're going to find out.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not saying he's not a great coach, but I just think there may be a little bit of something missing there.
A little regression on the defensive end, possibly.
A little small piece, perhaps. Atomic Punk at JTESP 187S. Jets or Bills in the AFC North. It's the AFC East, by the way. I will take the Jets.
So why are we answering his question?
That's a great point. All right, well, let's move on. Let me give you one more on this. Let me give you something on the Spurs that irked me. The statue of George Gervin went up.
Oh my God, I was going to bring this up.
But not at the AT&T Center. No, that went up in Eastern Michigan.
Yes.
That is an absolute embarrassment to the Spurs
and
franchise.
It's a beautiful
How the hell did that
statue.
happen? Absolutely
he's
it is.
doing a finger roll. He's 16 feet tall. It is cool looking.
I campaigned for a George Gervin statue in front of the AT&T Center a couple of years back, and I got no traction on it. Nobody gives a rat's ass in San Antonio. I don't know why, but this is an embarrassment for this franchise. How did they allow that to happen?
Could not agree with you more. It was on my sheet. I was going to go bananas about this. You're right, 100%. That statue and all its beauty ought to be in San Antonio. And,
No question.
And at his college, that's fine too. I can jive with that too. But there needs to be one here.
So how did the Spurs do that now?
I don't know.
Are they going to all of a sudden put a second statue up? They just look real. Listen, to me, the Spurs are, as I mentioned last week's podcast, the Spurs are a greedy franchise, and also they never go back and look at and celebrate their history. They never did a 20th anniversary celebration for the '99 championship, the first one.
That's a good
They
point.
did absolutely nothing. Zero.
Huh. Walter, you're right.
I know.
You know,
What the hell?
I'm serious. I got nothing to add. That is dead right. Did y'all watch FIBA this morning by any chance?
No.
Can't say that I
Team USA blew out Italy and looked good doing it a couple of days after losing.
did to Lithuania.
Yeah,
Who's on Team Italy? Marco Bellinelli and his 6 kids?
absolutely nobody you would know.
And
And I mean that.
Here's the thing with the FIBA is they've already clinched their Olympic spot, and now they're just trying to get the FIBA championship, and I don't
World
care.
Cup. You don't care?
No, I don't.
Oh, come on.
The Olympics I care about, but the World Cup I don't care.
I'm going to watch tomorrow as...
And plus, this game didn't mean anything today.
Today did. Today they had to win to advance. Today was win or go home. That
Even though
mattered.
they qualified for the Olympics already.
Yeah, but for the World Cup...
Oh, for the World Cup, huh?
Yeah, it mattered completely.
Damn, I missed it. Sorry.
You got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander against Luka Doncic tomorrow morning, which is going to be awesome.
Okay, I might tune in for that.
Okay, and that could be, a preview of who we're going to get in the finals, because I think Team USA is going to make the finals. On their half of the bracket, it's not so bad. They might have to get through Germany on Friday. That could be really tough. That's Dennis Schroeder. That's Daniel Tice. That's the Wagner brothers from the NBA. The
Wagner.
Wagner brothers.
You know who is not in the tournament?
The Singhs.
Let me tell you, that's exactly right. I got tossed out. Not so good. How much time do we have, Bob?
Minus 2 minutes.
Minus 2 minutes?
Thanks for joining us on the
Just keep on
Unrestricted.
going.
Sports
everybody.
bucket list, real quick.
Oh, what do you got?
Sports bucket list, Richie.
Okay.
Top 3.
I think we all had the Masters.
Yes. but
Yes, we agree.
I have been, and it is totally worth it.
You've been to the Masters?
I went in 22
You
for my
bastard.
first time, and
Thank you
let
for
me tell
inviting
you,
me.
Walter, I never want to miss another Masters for the rest of my life.
He didn't
It
bring
is-
us anything back.
It is honestly
Really?
one of.
He didn't bring us anything
Not a
back.
hat?
He brought me a pimento
t-shirt,
cheese.
nothing.
a
It was
pimento
before you and I had
cheese,
met.
But it was
You should have known that you were going to meet me.
Walter, it is one of the few things in life that actually lives up to expectation
Okay.
and exceeds it. I
What was the
promise.
best thing about going?
Walking onto the property and realizing what a big ballpark it is.
Okay.
Like it is,
That's
it
cool.
is pristinely
Is that
beautiful.
before or after they threw you out? Because that place is restricted.
On my sports bucket list, I feel like it's the tennis version of the Masters. I've
Wimbledon.
always wanted to go to Wimbledon.
I'm with you. I got Wimbledon on my list as well, but 4th.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I had a kind of a wild card, but it's the finals of the men's 100-meter dash
That's a good one.
at the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Because it's the fastest man.
Fastest human on earth.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's the fastest human who's ever lived. Right.
Right. So
That's a good one,
you're
Richie. I like
dancing
that.
with greatness.
Yep.
But also throw in, I want to see the finals of the sprint relay and the mile relay.
Okay.
Because it's just athleticism that can't be attained by mere mortals.
Yeah. What else you got on yours?
Home run derby.
What? Man.
All-Star game, I don't have anything for, but the home run derby, I want to be there. It's up in Arlington next year. I'd like to go.
It leaves me
And
flaccid.
take my son. Here's the thing. We went to the Astros Mets series earlier this summer in Houston, and just to be there at the ballpark for batting practice is tremendous. You just stand around in the Crawford boxes in left field in Minute Maid Park, and the ball, the home runs are just coming at you one after another, and you got to be paying attention. Otherwise, you're going to get whacked right in the freaking head. So I got a baseball. My son got a baseball. Of course, I got both of those, and then a third baseball. I gathered up and I gave it to a younger kid that was standing next to us.
And then you sent him a bill.
That's so creepy of you.
The father said nothing.
Really?
Didn't say thank you. If somebody does that for my kid at a same thing and gets a baseball for my kid, I go immediately to the concession stand, buy him a beer, and come back.
100%.
Right.
Or maybe I go to the concession stand, buy a beer, and then drink the beer and come back empty-handed. Well, maybe not.
But I do go to the concession stand.
But I want to go. A home run derby is on my list. I want to do that.
I am with you on that. With the way Major League Baseball has packaged that as an event in and of itself,
terrific, yeah.
It's awesome.
But with that being said, the NBA 3-point contest and all that kind of stuff, I'd rather be home run derby.
I wouldn't mind seeing a 3-point contest and dunk competition, and I've never been to one. So,
Okay.
that would be cool to
And
me.
then I'm going to drop a holiest of a holy for me and Walter.
Okay, what do you got?
Super Bowl this February. Dallas Cowboys versus the New York
Jets?
Jets.
Oh, come on. You can't pick the teams. Have you
Well-
been to a Super Bowl?
Never have.
Have you been to a Super Bowl?
Yes.
It's not as good as you would think.
No, I enjoyed myself. The first and only Super Bowl I went with the radio station was the New England Patriots. That was what 2000?
Yeah. In
2000.
Houston, you mean, right?
No, it was in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Had a great time. It was a great week all the way around. Everything. Won big at the casino. Went for lunch at Emerald's restaurant.
Let me correct myself. The stuff surrounding the Super Bowl, all the parties you can go to, all the neat events that you can make your way into, those are really cool.
Yeah, the
Once
NFL experience is really cool.
That's what I was trying to say. The NFL experience is really cool, but once you're in the game, it's really odd because the commercial breaks are really long.
A lot of standing around.
They don't show
Yeah.
the commercials in the stadium, so you kind of miss out on that part of the experience. And there's a lot of sitting around, and because it's such a corporate event, it's not extremely loud with fans, right? It's just it doesn't have a great NFL atmosphere like you would at a Cowboys game.
I had the opposite experience. I thought it was great, but I was sitting at the 50-yard line at that Super Bowl on the
pretty good.
lower bowl. So
Pretty good.
Well, I
terrific.
mean, if we could have Mr. Singh and the Macho Man interview players at press row, I wouldn't poo-poo that.
All right, I got one more for you. We're probably out of time. Are we out of time, Bob?
We don't have
He
a
doesn't
time
care.
limit.
All right, so have you guys ever gone to the Comic Cons that are around, whether it's in
No,
San
because
Antonio or
we're
anywhere
not
else?
nerds, loser.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I guarantee you Bob has.
Walter, did you go to San Japan this past weekend?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Turning Japanese.
So I did take my son to one of the Comic Cons, and we took a picture in front of the Back to the Future car.
Yeah, the
That was cool.
DeLorean.
I got a kick out of that.
Okay.
So I saw this week at the San Antonio upcoming Comic Con, the Salamanca twins are going to be here. Familiar with the Salamanca twins?
Breaking
sorry.
Bad.
Breaking Bad is right. Breaking Bad, yes or no?
No.
Oh,
My God, how do you not see that
I
show?
know, that's what my wife
Oh
always
my
tells
God,
me.
what a great show.
you don't fuck with the Salamancans. That's
No.
all I'm gonna say.
So the Salamanca twins were just notorious killers in the Breaking Bad show, and they always wore these silky, shiny, silvery suits,
And
right?
then rattlesnake boots.
Oh my God, unbelievable!
I
Yeah,
can
they
picture it.
look like the worst people in the world. So they're coming to the Comic-Con, and of course you could probably pay a certain amount of money to get an autograph for them, but. Well, how much would you pay for an autograph? Why would anybody want to get an autograph or a picture taken with these two villains? What are you going to do? You know, put your arm around each other and smile? What kind of picture is that? I think if you wanted to take a picture with the Salamanca twins, you would kneel in front of them while they got a shotgun pointed at your head.
Yeah.
That would be the picture,
to
wouldn't
the
it?
back of your head.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right.
Now that's a good picture.
That's a great
Yeah,
picture.
you can put
But of
that
course,
on your desk.
that's not going to happen. So what would the picture be?
I'm sure you could have that picture done if you paid enough money.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody at the Comic-Con will have a gun because, after all, we are in Texas.
Yeah.
Did I say it out loud? I think
Yeah,
I did.
you did.
Yeah,
Hey,
sure
thanks
did.
for joining us on the Unrestricted. We'll see you next week after week 1 of the NFL season.
Got more stuff.
Like and subscribe.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move.